Hi there, Cancer. Thank you for joining me for your weekly forecast for week commencing the 11th of April, a time when the Sun and Uranus continue to combine in the first half of this week in a way which points towards new opportunities, fresh experiences, a desire to break free of a job that is dull, boring, or you have an oppressive management system. On the other hand, it also points towards a little bit of instability around your professional situation. But Venus is in this area too, and if you do need to turn on the charm, I don't mean in a false way, but just be very courteous and aware of the human dynamics in any professional relationships. Venus can help you to do this. But there is a really corrosive link this week between Mars and Neptune. Now, Mars is the planet which is very much to do with our desires, but for you, it's in a part of your horoscope that's to do with work, health, fitness and life organisation. But Mars is set to slam on the brakes later this week, and that in itself gives you a little bit of an information that even if you're putting a lot of energy into situations, you still need to be aware of what the impact's going to be. Now, last week, Saturn in the same zone forged a great link to the Sun, and it's possible that you are shaping up something bit by bit, incrementally, which can be very good for you. But if you let impatience get in the way, Mars's right angle with Neptune for the rest of this month could be very, very divisive. This is because Neptune's in a part of your scope which is very much to do with new experiences. And it's also, Neptune, very much to do with our dreams. So whether it's to do with travel, higher education or escaping, even subtly, the things that we find oppressive, its clash with Mars suggests if you do feel that other people take too much for granted, your input, your goodwill, your generosity of spirit, then this can be a period, especially through to the end of this month, when this really starts to drain you. But if that was the case, your tactics in order to solve the issue need to be just right, because there's a quarter moon in your sign on Thursday, and if you suddenly decide that you want to assert your needs in a more powerful way, that actually may not yield the type of results you want. Negotiation and diplomacy, like I said before, probably will work better. And with Mercury in a very friendly, cooperative part of your scope, forging a great link with Jupiter in the everyday talk and thought area of your situation, then this can be a week where you could have some very constructive discussions. But it's where things get a little bit unrealistic, or you're not putting a firm parameter around you. Other people could start taking you for granted, or you could feel suddenly overwhelmed with the amount of demands that are upon you. Or it's possible that you will start to feel that you need to just get out of any obligations that you're finding to be really quite strangling of your time and freedom. Freedom's important for us all, and with Uranus, the planet of freedom, so prominent in the first half of this week, it's possible that you will try to do something at this time to create more for you. But it needs to be strategic. It can't be too impulsive. And then the way you go about it needs to be upfront. If in any way you're tempted to take shortcuts or getting involved with any temptation not to be quite straightforward, then that could be disastrous. To play things with a straight bat, be as constructive as possible, except that if you do want to make some changes, there needs to be a process of how you're going to achieve this. You can't just do it in your own way. It needs to be a little bit more open, I feel, and other people need to be conscious of what you're doing and how it's going to affect them. And probably the reason for this is that they have become to rely upon you over a period of time. And if you want to re-engineer that, that needs to be done in stages. It's been a real pleasure being with you, Cancer. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.